Good morning, Delaware Township. This is Matt, your emergency management coordinator. Waiting for the focus. Okay. I hope everybody is staying warm. Hope everybody had a great Christmas and New Year's. It's been a couple weeks since I've put out a video, but we do have some upcoming weather alerts that are happening that I wanted to go over and just kind of give some insight for people to be a little bit prepared for what might be coming. It looks like we're going to be having some pretty deep Arctic cold that's going to be hitting sometime around Sunday into Monday for the next few days. Wind chills are probably going to be like -10, -15. So it's really important that you are aware of exposure, how to prevent exposure, and how to just keep yourself warm and stay safe during these cold times. Unfortunately, I'm a snow lover. I wish we would get a little bit more snow, but with all these cold temperatures, it doesn't look like snow is going to be accumulating that much. We might probably get some flurries, dustings, but nothing major. However, some of the models are showing that we're in for a pretty significant snowstorm sometime late this month. However, it's so far out that we don't know. So for now, I'm going to go over some of these weather models with you and some other areas to be better prepared. Alright, so let's jump right into it. I use this website right here. I keep messing up the name, so I'm not going to say it. I don't pay for software because I'm not that deep into doing weather models, so you'll just have to bear with the ads. Apologize for that. Right now we have the GFS model up and we have the forecast range set up. For right here, you show that this is the date for the forecast model. GFS model has been doing okay. It hasn't been very accurate. Most of these storms have been tracking south. We're going to take a look at the European model. It's been a little bit better. But both those two models have further projections. They're not typically right, but it all depends. Weather changes almost to the hour, so you just have to be... This just gives you a more broad understanding of what we can expect. So, here we have the GFS. We're in a forecast loop right there. So we're going to go to Friday. We don't really have anything, and we're gonna play this. So this is Friday, and now we're getting into Saturday. Looks like Saturday around around Saturday into Sunday is we're gonna get some snow coming in. Now this has been projected both from the National Weather Service as well as this model. It's pretty not that far out, so it may still change, but it looks like we're going to get a little bit of snow, but it probably won't be that much because of this low coming in behind it. These cold temperatures are going to keep that snow from getting too thick and heavy. So we're going to keep going. And we're going to get into next week where this low comes in and drops these temperatures. We're going to go over that chart here in a minute. But after that, and I'm going to show you up until right... There we go. So let's scroll back a little bit. And we see this storm forming out here in the Gulf. And that's going to come as this low moves out and this warm air right here pushes up. It's going to give us that line, that nor'easter line, where it's going to come up the coast. And we're looking around, this is around the 23rd, so it's very far out, but it's something to consider. If both models agree that this is going to happen, then it's a pretty good chance that we're going to see some kind of storm coming this way, somewhere around the end of the month. So let's go ahead and play this and watch this thing come up the coast here. So projections, very low, lots of, it looks like it's going to be a lot of ice and heavy snow. We have magentas and purples right here in the Pike County area, and this is around the 23rd to 24th time frame. So something to be something to think about, that we're probably going to have some kind of storm coming up the coast around the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. So be prepared now. Make sure you have all your gear, everything that you need just in case. So let's go ahead and take a look at the European model and see what that says. We're going to go ahead and skip. Well, now we'll take a look at this weekend here. So this weekend, it shows that we're going to get a little bit more ice. The European model says a little more ice than snow. So here we have Saturday, and as that cold front moves in, it's going to get probably just more of a dusting. It's fast moving. It's going to be like a clipper system. Just come in, snow a little bit, and head back out. All right, let's jump to around the 23rd and look at this storm coming up from the Gulf. All right, so let's back up. All right. So it looks like a lot of lines of snow and ice. The European model has pushed this up a little further, the low a little bit further to the northeast, or northwest, I'm sorry. So we have this line that trends right through here, and it looks like there's a lot of precipitation, rain, freezing rain and ice, and then snow on the backside. It looks like that's going to move up right through our area. So both the GFS and the European model are suggesting that there's a pretty big storm coming from the Gulf sometime around the 23rd, 24th, and 26th. So the later end of this month. So just be prepared. Have some ideas on what you're going to do in case you get stuck out on the road or you slide off the road and you have to either self-rescue or you have a tow truck company, or just some provisions to last you in case an emergency does happen. I do want to talk about the temperature anomalies that are going to be happening this coming week to be prepared for as well. So let's look at, this is Sunday. Sunday we're going to see about normal what we're experiencing now with 20s, mid-20s. That's the minimum temps for Sunday. And then once that low moves its way in here after Sunday, we see the high temps are around 30, 32 degrees. That night is going to be around 10 to 12, and it just keeps getting colder from this Arctic air that moves in from Canada. So Monday, when everybody's going back to work, driving out to work, it is going to be frigid, because the max temps for Monday is 21 degrees for our area, and the minimums get down to, I see, -2, -3, 2 degrees, and if any wind occurs, it's going to be wind chills probably into the -15, -20 degrees, depending on your elevation and where you're at. Going into Tuesday's max temps are around 8 to 14 degrees. So definitely be prepared. Make sure, I drive diesel, so I'll plug my diesel truck in at night so it's easier starting in the morning. Just be prepared. Alright, so I'm going to go over some just quick 2 items for your vehicle. They have these Yukon Charlie collapsible snow shovels. Really good ratings, decent price, $38. I keep one of these in my vehicle as well. It's great. If we get deep snow, you get stuck, you can shovel yourself out. You don't have to use your foot, especially if you're wearing dress shoes, which has happened to me before. So now I keep a shovel in there because my feet were soaking and cold. So, and those are 2 combinations you don't want in the wintertime. Another thing, I've spoken about this in previous videos, is the snow chains for your boots. These things are great. A lot of accidents happen around your house. You slip and fall. You're out snow blowing. It's very hilly around here. You'll get some ice. You'll slip and fall. Do yourself a favor. Spend the $22. Put these boot chains on and snow blow with them. You won't regret it. I do it all the time. They work great. Anytime I'm outside and I think it's a little icy, I don't want to slip and fall and hurt myself. These things are a lifesaver, and they're quite durable too. I hike with them too as well. If I'm out hiking in the woods, they work great. One more thing I wanted to talk about was I got an email. Well, it's the newsletter from the propane company out here, and let's see here. They wanted to talk about, it was their January. Combined Energy Services is the provider out here at 739. Most people have them. They talk about winter property management in preparation for your delivery. Make sure, before we go into this cold weather snap, make sure that you're topped off on either wood, home heating fuel, or propane. Because don't wait until the storm, because they will probably have a delay in getting out to you. And a couple things to consider is they put out, and I've had this happen to a neighbor where they didn't get a propane delivery because their driveway was plowed but very icy, and they wouldn't deliver. So their stipulations are: must be plowed and sanded. There needs to be a minimum of 13 feet of clearance on the driveway for them to get in and deliver, and a clear path to your tank, and clean your tank off. Make it easier for them. They're out there working. Make sure you mark your underground tank location if you have one. I do. I mark it with a flag. Everybody knows where it's at, and I help them out a little bit. I shovel a path out there. Just makes it easier. And just make sure all mechanical intakes and exhaust vents are clear of snow. So I just wanted to cover that, because if you did we're trying to get a delivery during a snowstorm or after, you have to make sure that your driveway must be plowed and sanded or salted, free of a lot of ice for them to deliver. You don't want to be at 30% or going into 15% and not know if you're going to make it through the winter or through the snowstorm without any heat. So just keep that in mind. I also wanted to go over guidance. People are running space heaters. They're running baseboard radiators that are electric. Make sure that your electric, like all your wiring in your house wiring, are up to code and probably should be inspected. There's been quite a bit of house fires in the last few months that have come down, and the fire chief has found that it was electrical issues within the house that has caused these fires. So stay safe. If you guys have any questions about electrical safety within your house, if you have questions about your electric circuits, check out Endrite Electrical. He's a local guy, does great work. His website is endriteco.com. Okay, so check him out. His contact information is 570-832-0197. One more thing I wanted to talk about was check your snowblower. Check your snowblower. Check your equipment. Run your generator. Do what you need to do to make sure that your equipment is working properly before the storm, so you don't have any issues during the storm. If you do happen to have any issues with small engine work, generators, snow blowers, things of that nature, I know Sawkill Power off of Route 6 in Milford, they typically will try and stay open during storms, so that way if you can get to them, they can try and fix whatever you need fixed. They're great guys to work with, and I've had good experiences. Some other people have not had good experiences, but I guess it's all depending. But that's who I use. You don't have to use them, but that's just who I use. Alright, so that's all I have for everybody. Thanks for sticking around. I know the video was a little long. I just wanted to put out some information. Stay safe, stay warm, be prepared. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me directly at EMA at DelawareTownshipPA.gov. Alright, thanks.